What's up, guys? I was on mute. I'm glad I was on mute because that music is so corny. But guys, I got some stuff in the works for you guys. Definitely, I want to thank you for your support, guys. Would you believe that we are winding on down to the close out of this season of It's Consulting Time? Guys, yes, at the end of June, we will be done until September, really. And so this has been an amazing season, right? Guys, if you don't know what It's Consulting Time is all about, it's a platform for emerging and established creatives to have a place where they can come and speak freely and consciously without any fear of, retribution, reproach, or we don't focus on the negativity. We really like to tap in and really talk about what the people are doing. We are here for purpose over popularity. And so this evening, I have three amazing gentlemen. And so it's so interesting, guys. Y'all know I'm all over the place, right? So what I love about tonight is that we're literally going to go from one extreme to the other. So we're going to kick off this evening with Elo, right? And so Elo is a hip hop artist out of Camden, New Jersey. Then we're gonna swing our way into DiBiase, and he's another kind of hip hop style creative artist. And then we're gonna close out with Tarell Martin and the good old man squad. And that's what's so interesting, because I was like, we're about to really have fun tonight. So let me go ahead, bring out your boy, Camden, New Jersey, checking in. L.O., ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
What's up with you? How you doing?
I'm doing great. So, Elo, introduce yourself to everybody. Drop your socials, and then let's kick it off and talk about what you got going on.
Yeah, my socials is TikTok, Instagram, and what's the other one? Twitter. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. LO_SLIMHELU. So LO_Slim Helu. And on YouTube is Loyalty OVA Money Space TV. So YouTube/Loyalty Over Money TV.
Okay, so we gotta talk about what is your social media handle, because I was trying to figure out what it means. So I think I want to know what that is first, because
What?
I didn't
Slim
know what
Helu?
I said. Is it slime, Hulu? What
Oh,
is this?
nah, so I'll be doing my research on on wealthy people, and I found out the richest man in the world at one point was a minority. He was a Mexican dude named Carlos Slim Helu, and so I just thought that name was cool. Plus, it got significance because I think he got to be top five, but he definitely the richest man in Mexico. But at one point, he was the
Okay.
richest man in the world named Slim Helu. So I took the Carlo off and just his little nickname I got for myself on social media.
Okay, okay. So straight out of Camden, New Jersey.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
you really, you've been making a name for yourself out here. You've been working really, really, really hard. So let's go back to the beginning, because we always like to know kind of what started, this love for music, and kind of what made you transition into pursuing a career in entertainment.
Something I always wanted to do. I like to say I came out the womb with a microphone. Like, a lot of rappers say, "Oh, I started when I got out of jail. I started rapping at this age or that age." I can't even remember the first time I started rapping or the first time I thought to myself I wanted to rap. I've been doing this since like a little kid. I like to say, same way a bird fly or a fish swim. That's how I rap. I just do it.
Oh.
I never started it.
So you got
Yeah.
bars. So can you just go off the cuff, or are you actually a writer? Like, do you need to,
I used
pen
to
your thoughts?
freestyle. That's how I honed my skills. And like in elementary school, I remember one time in middle school, we used to have freestyles during the lunch period out in the
Uh-huh.
courtyard. And we used to generate a crowd. Me and my little friends, we used to rap. I used to always try to rap the longest. And one time I turned around and the principal was outside, like standing behind me, just listening. Because every day it would be a crowd around it. So I used to freestyle a lot. That's how I honed my skills. But now I'm
Okay.
definitely a writer. I used that to hone my skills as a child and as a kid. But now I write my songs, I write raps, and I write records.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So what could we find you listening to when you were growing up? Like, who were some of your influences when you were growing up?
Pac, Big, Nas, uh, Jay, um, Jada Kiss, and Styles P. And I like to listen to people that I
Ooh,
could learn from. Like I feel like
okay.
if I feel like I'm better than a particular rapper, I don't care if he's signed or not. If I feel like his rhyme scheme ain't advanced enough, I'm probably not gonna be impressed by him or compelled to listen to
Okay.
him. I like to listen to rappers I feel like I could learn from and get better from. Like, damn, see how he chopped his words up or said this or said that. Like, I like to
Yeah.
listen to rappers I feel like I could get better from.
So, do you find yourself creating your music more so for yourself or for your fans or supporters?
You mean like try to like follow the trends and whatnot?
Yeah, like, cause I guess so when I'm talking to different creatives, right? Some people write from a place of
Mm.
therapy, right? So it's therapeutic, they want to get it out there. Then you have those individuals that literally write music because they want to draw the crowd in. And we know, that's the goal, to sell records. But
Mm-hmm.
then there are individuals who kind of write the music because it's really who they are and they want to tell this story, but they also want people to identify with the story.
Yeah, I think for me it's a little bit of both. A lot of times music is my experiences, and if
Okay.
I didn't live through it, I heard about it or I seen it, I'm rapping about my
Yeah.
environment. And so, but sometimes you do make the songs where it's like, nah, I want to make a party record because I know I need a party record. I'm gonna
Mhm.
make this down a little bit, but mostly it's definitely about real life experiences and definitely trying to keep it lyrical, more or less. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Nothing to Play With. Tell us a
Hmm.
little bit about the story behind Nothing to Play With.
Yeah. So I met Gotti through my brother, and for whatever reason that relationship didn't materialize. But I always seen the potential in Gotti first time I heard him. So I reached out to him a
Okay.
couple months later, and like, yo, let's hook up. You know what I mean? And he was with it, and we just vibed off each other. We had mutual acquaintances, mutual friends, family members that we both know, and we recorded that project in a matter of 1 month, the bulk of it, and it would be like he sent me, yo, this is what I got for this beat, and he'll do it to me, and we vibed off each other, we complimented each other, and we really threw it together. I don't want to say it together, but hey, the project came together fairly quickly.
Okay, okay. And so out of all the songs that you kind of been working on, what would you say is that one song that truly is indicative of your personality and speaks to your style?
We mean music that's already out.
Yep, music that's already out.
Uh, my last album, my solo project called "What They Want." I like "Whip It" and I like "No Doubt." Just because, like I
Okay.
said, it's very lyrical hip hop records. On the project with me and Gotti, everybody seemed to like the song "Wrote It All." And we ain't even shoot a
Okay.
music video. Me and him got a video shoot this weekend. Me and him gonna shoot another music video, but "Wrote It All" is something that we kind of waiting on. Like we want to make sure we do that video the right way.
Make sure you do it the right way. Understood, understood. Now, with working with Gotti and kind of working on these projects, what would you say are some of the strengths that you have realized that you have that make you such a great musician and creative?
In terms of lyricism and also humbling myself to get better. I listen. If one of the rappers city put me in a position like, oh shit, dude, stand on my shit. Like he talking that shit right now. I need to be up on my pen. Like for example, one rapper from my city, he wasn't really talking too heavy, but he would project his voice up. And I was like, on his music, but he wasn't really saying nothing. But the way he was rapping it, the way he was putting it out there, and I learned from that. So I'm like, all right, let me start implementing that into my style. Um, Another rapper might have good ad libs. I'm like, damn, all right, I gotta work on my. But you gotta be coming from a humble place to be able to do that, to be able to learn from your peers, and that's me. Like I like to always make sure that my foundation is not shortcutting it lyrically, and always just making sure it's certain little stuff that can make me a better rapper that I like to add to my game.
So definitely, so it sounds like what you're saying is humility is definitely paramount, particularly if you really want to grow in this game. And I'm in agreement with you, Elo. I'm in 100%
Maybe you want to get
total
better,
agreement.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm in total agreement with you. In total agreement. So, what do you
Yeah.
foresee, the future of the music industry? Because it's like, I feel like we're at a place right now where some days, well, no, every day, the music industry is under attack. And so, where do you see the future of the music industry from your perspective?
I don't think music ever gonna go nowhere. Music is art, so you can't without art. There's no life, and so I
Mm,
don't think music ever going nowhere. It's just a matter of how people consume it, how technology changes along with it, along with the industry. But I don't see the music business going nowhere no time soon.
okay. 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 All right.
Mu-
So,
Music was
hello.
around since the beginning of time. Music was in heaven.
And I think when I think about music versus the music industry, I'm thinking more about
The business.
us, right? I'm
Yeah.
thinking about us. I'm thinking about the attack on lyrics, and not just the attack on lyrics. I'm even thinking about those creatives such as yourself who are writing things, embodying your First Amendment right to the freedom of expression, but then those same expressive thoughts being attacked and being utilized, against you. And I think that that's a conversation, especially as independent creatives, that we have to start to consciously have, because we have to make sure that we're what? Protecting music, protecting the art, protecting life. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's super duper important. So we definitely want to make sure that we are protecting your craft. And like I said, focusing in on those things which are amazing and which are creative. And so we definitely appreciate Elo for being here with us this evening. Looks like he's having some technical difficulties, but it's all good. So, guys, what I want you to do is head on over to Instagram and make sure you are following Elo. And as he told you, his Instagram, all of his handles, it's Elo underscore slime Helu. And so that is going to be Elo, okay, underscore Slim Helu, SlimHelu. And so we definitely, Elo, we thank you so much for tapping in with us. We definitely will continue to support your craft, and we hope that you have an amazing evening. Yes, yes, yes. So, guys, Elo is super duper amazing, and we definitely want to thank him for coming over. Shout out to Q the Question for linking us, and we're just super duper excited to have had him this evening. All right, so we're going to shift gears a little bit, but not too much. And we're going to bring out DiBiase. Now, guys, I absolutely love how this gentleman takes the dollar signs and puts them in the place of the S's. And so, I don't know, it just does something different. It does something different to the flavor. But this gentleman is a poet at heart, right? He has always seemingly had a creative ability to express his thoughts through words. And the interesting thing is that he's going to tell you how he discovered his love of writing music and performing music when he became an adult. His didn't start in childhood. Guys, I present to you DiBiase.
Yo, 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 yo.
Hey, darling. Listen, I'm trying to look in this closet and see if there's anything in there I like. But look, introduce yourself to everybody. I'm so excited. I feel like I know you. I ain't gonna say how, but I do feel like I know you though.
Yeah, so I go by DeBeasi. That's DEBEA dollar sign I, and I spell it with all caps. You know what I mean? But you can follow me on all platforms at Reverend underscore Bull. That's REVEREND underscore BULL. That's on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, uh, TikTok, all that. Shout out to everybody who tuning in.
Oh yeah, shout
You
out to the
know, you know,
804 because y'all know I just left the 804 2 years ago. Shout out to BSU and VCU. I just got to throw that out there because I see the 804s in the comments. I need them to know we family around these parts. I will rep the 434 and the 804 to the day I die. So I got to put that out there.
okay. So
Absolutely.
yup. So yeah, you know, we just locked in, just been cooling. Shout out to my label, Mr. Bussard, music and music group. You know how we rocking.
Yes.
10 toes down with it. Shout out to Lily Mae, you know, for having me.
Okay, so DiBiase, let me just ask you this because like our, previous interviewee said, he started right music right out the womb. But you have a different story. Talk to us about your story because your story started with poetry and you really didn't jump into this arena until you became an adult. So walk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, so like as a youth, I always was around hip hop and had a love for hip hop. But it's like just like you said, I'm kind of a poet at heart, right? So I kind of get it in with my pen game, But over the years, like it was the business side that kind of intrigued my mind, because I'm all about making a dollar, So. Uh, my artistry, right? My artistry came in a sense of me just trying to try out something, right? Just trying to see, all right, if I can go out and build a business around this thing, I need to kind of create a catalog to see how far I can throw it into the bucket, right? But just being around, just being around like my team and just being around um, um, over the years, right? Like being around my team, I kind of learned and went through artist development, just kind of, being around them and learning from those guys. Shout out to Wise to Death, I go down Flamethrowers Music Group, how we rocking. But yeah, like just being around my team, and I just take little bits of pieces from them as far as I guess artist development, you could
Okay,
say, because like
okay.
I said, like you know, I'm not a real big, kind of like off the top of the head type of guy, like I said,
What?
I kind of
Okay,
get.
so let's talk about that though, because you said artist development a couple of times. What does artist development look like for you? Like, what are some of those things you feel like you have to lean on your team, to acquire, or what do you need?
So some things like that that Low kind of mentioned, right? Like as far as and it's crazy you mentioned it because I was just talking about this with my homeboy. Like it's it's not what you say, right? It's kind of like how you say it, right? Now check it. I'm gonna go deeper, right? Because like it may turn into well, it is what you say, but it's how you say it, what you say. You see what I'm saying? But always like it might not be what you say as far as being lyrical. It's like how you said it, you know. But
Indeed.
with me, it got to make sense because my thing is, and I guess they call it cap now. No, my thing is like I can't rap about it if I ain't what I mean, the seen it or the done it, right? So it's all about living life and like B always say, yeah, man, you got to go live life, what I mean, and then get to the music, what I mean. So it's got to be real with me, you know.
And I think that's what I love about, you and B. You guys stay true to who you are. Um, I think, and I want you to speak to how you feel the internet has impacted the music, business. But I think that one of the things that I love, and one of the things that I've heard about you through reading about you, is that you said something like, "How do we get money from screaming into this microphone?" Right? And I love the fact that you talked about self investment being the best investment. DiBiase, that is so profound. And
Yeah,
before we talk about anything else, I want you to speak to that. What are some of the things that you've invested in for yourself?
So the first thing was like just knowledge, right? Just knowledge, right? Because my thing, my thing is like you can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna go play the game. I'm gonna go play the game. And, oh, like you don't, how you gonna play the game and you don't know the players, or you don't know the rules of the game? You see what I'm saying? You just jump in head first and think you gonna go out there and just start throwing up shots. No, it don't go like that. You know what I'm saying? What you trying to get out of it? You know? So that's the first thing, right? When I kind of look at the way I've kind of self-invested, right? Just to go get the knowledge, right? Uh, and then from there, it's like with my craft, right? The way that I want to present my craft, like I want to present it, I want to present it to the best, in the best way forward to the listener, because that's what I care about. So my investment may go back deep into the music, as far as the way that I delivered the music. Like I said, I was just talking about this with my homeboy. Like, I might rap the jam and be like, man, that ain't right. Let me go back and do that over. Hold on, I got to go buy this beat right here. I can't just do this 2-track. I need to go get them files right there. I got to go buy this beat right
Mm-hmm,
here.
mm-hmm,
I'm talking about actually go pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
You know, but yeah, and then just going into like ownership, right? Trying to I I won't say do everything myself, because it helps to have people in other places, right? And I'm still learning that, but like just ownership, just knowing that you can touch it all. You know what I'm saying? You can go out and acquire that. You know,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Guys, if you're just checking in, this is DiBiase, and this particular artist, guys, he's one of a kind. You know, he speaks to independence in his artistry, but he also understands the importance of interdependence and even having a little bit of codependency on his team. And so one of the things that I also embrace and truly identify with is you made a statement that your biggest struggle was having questions and not knowing who to ask. And you know something, that is another sign of strength. And so, all the creators under the sound of my voice, I need you to understand something. It's okay to ask questions. Just make sure, like DiBiase said, make sure you're finding the right person, because there are so many moguls and gurus out here that are on your Instagrams, and they're running these ads, and they're running these ads because they want you to see something with your eyes, but you got to see with your mind, because your eyes will deceive you. You got to see with your mind, and then make sure that you're using that discernment that we've all been gifted with. It's just about how you tap into it. And DiBiase, I can see you're surrounded by people that tap into that, and you guys make sure that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And because of that, I am super duper excited to, even be conversing with you right now. So let's talk about this newest song that you put out, and let everybody know what it is, how it came about, and why they need to be streaming it.
Oh man. So my single, if y'all ain't going checked out my single, it's called Tricking Cookies, right? And man, like it's for the ladies, but this song came about. I was in the strip club, and I'm performing, and and a worker, what do we call essential worker. We had a conversation, right? And when I left from out that establishment, talking to that essential worker, I just went home and wrote that song, right? And that's what came about with the song. But yeah, it's a dope song, and I think every lady like in America should be streaming this song because
Okay. Y'all heard it. Every lady in America should
in the
be
world, for
streaming
real,
Trick in the
bro.
world. He
Yeah, in
want
the
to be
world.
nationwide with tricking. He tricking globally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing, you know. It's not a bad thing. Like, shoot, you know. I mean, people do it every day. You know what I mean? You do it every day. I mean, you gonna spend a little money on your female now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, look, I'm with it. Look, I'm with you. I'm with you. Stay true to you. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, handling business, and tricking is what it is. You're gonna spend money on that special individual. And sometimes you might spend money on somebody that's not so special just to keep them quiet. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to put y'all business out there. I'm just saying. But anyway, so DiBiase, like, what's next for you? You know, you're creating this music, and clearly you went from poetry, you know, which really is just lyricism, you know, and you turned it into entertainment and performing and stuff. But are there any other things outside of music that interest you?
Man, like right now, I really can't put like my head around it, right?
Okay.
So what I've been kind of thinking about, right? Like being up from Virginia, right?
Okay.
And I just been having a time like trying to find a good roll up, right? Like a good roll up. I like to roll up like I like with the leaves, right? So like it's like a natural leaf. But being that I'm from Virginia, man, and man, all this good tobacco farming, man, like I should be able to like get up with like a farmer or something and try to put together some, I don't know, DiBiase leaves, tetra leaves, or
Okay.
I don't know, we call it, maybe I want to get into something like that, you know what I'm saying? Some
Okay.
tobacco or something, you know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. And that's not, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. Being in Virginia, you are. So, you know, look, you're supposed to be dropping the jewels, but I'm about to drop it for you. What you want to do is you definitely want to check with the tobacco foundations in the area. And you know you right there with Altria. So you just need to tap in with Altria, see
Yeah.
what type of, you know, philanthropic programs that they have, and go from there. I'm pretty sure there's something out there for you, DBIC. And let's just be real, you know, a lot of times we always want to talk about, oh, I'm black, I can't do this, I'm do that. I'm for this. Use your blackness, you know, as a catalyst. There are things that are out there for us just because we are black. I'm like this. If you fill the quota, go and fill the quota and don't be ashamed of it. Look for those programs and tap in, because a lot of times these programs need a certain amount of X, Y, and Z. So don't ever be ashamed to tap into a program, you know, for that matter. I'm all for, you know, growth and expansion, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do, and you have to tap in and like you said, you know, be humble and invest in yourself. And sometimes that requires you to step back and say, you know what, listen, I want to get in this program. I don't care if it ain't nobody else that look like me. I'm getting in this program because I want to grow.
Right.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So DiBiase, drop it again. Tell everybody what they need to be streaming on all platforms, and drop those socials so that people can follow you and see what you got going on in the days, weeks, and months to come.
So check my single out, Tricking, on all platforms. Yo, my album, man, May 19th, man, Jordan and Pippen, man, that just gonna be a classic, man. I think the listeners gonna I think you want to appreciate this one, I really think you just like you're gonna appreciate this one. But yeah, my album come out May 19th. You can follow me on all social media, Reverend Bull, REVEREND_BULL, all platforms, on everything. DeBeasi, DEBEA, $I. You know how we rocking. Mr. Bossa, Music and Media Group, Flamethrowers Music Group, Wise to Death, 10 Toes Down, rocking with Lily Mae, Salt and Time, it's going down.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, DiBiase straight, look, straight out of Richmond. That's all I'm saying. You're so Richmond, and I love every minute of it. One thing about it, you know when somebody is legit from the 804. You're so Richmond. I love it. Shout out to the capital city. Virginia is my home. Virginia is my birthplace. No matter where I am or go in the world, Virginia is for lovers. Yep. Two up, two down. Wow, DiBiase, thank you so much again for being here. We salute you and we cannot wait to see you in the days, weeks, and months to come.
May 19th. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Let me tell you something. When Virginia people meet up, it's always going to be a great time. It's always going to be a great time. So, guys, we went from the top hip hop to the middle of the East Coast hip hop. And now we are going to talk to an amazing individual who, y'all, listen, if y'all ain't grow up in the church house, y'all not gonna understand what go down with the mass choir. I'm talking about taking it back to the Chicago mass choir, Florida mass choir, Miami mass choir, New York. If you don't know what a mass choir is, you ain't had no good childhood. Just like if you ain't go to vacation Bible school, you ain't had no good childhood. I don't care what y'all say. If you did not grow up listening to mass choirs, quartet music, and going to vacation Bible school, you ain't had no good childhood eating them little butter cookies with that red Kool-Aid. Tarell Martin, I have to bring you out on that because I know you know about vacation Bible school and them little butter cookies and that red Kool-Aid.
That's right. For sure. Crazy.
Tarell Martin, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, I am so excited, to talk to you. Because Tarell, when I saw Tarell Martin, right, in the mass choir, the first thing I said was, all right, how we about to make this work? Because, where two or three are gathered, you already know what time it is. So I was like, I can't get up and take off running in the middle of this interview.
That's right.
So the first thing we're going to do is get you to introduce yourself to the people. And then let's just dive right in and talk about you, the choir, and what you guys are working on out here.
For sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. This is an honor for me to be on this show, man. This is great. I'm Tarell Martin with C2 Mass Choir, spin off of the Colorado Mass Choir. And we on Facebook, Instagram, Tarell Martin, C2 Mass Choir, all that good stuff with Mr. Bosso Music and Media Group. My boy B, what up? And simple. We here from Denver.
Wow. Oh, you know what? Okay. So the interesting thing about that is that I actually had a relative out in Colorado. Ironically and sad enough, he left us last week in Colorado.
Oh,
But I do
man.
not believe in coincidence. So thank you for being here this evening. That's a sign. That's a
Thank
sign.
you.
I do believe in signs and symbols, and that's definitely a sign.
For
So
sure.
Terrell, 3 years old, 3 years old, you hit them drums, baby. What was that like for you being that small? Because you remember all the little kids. Oh, we all got on something. We either got the drum or the piano. It was one of the two. So what was
Yeah.
that like?
It was kind of weird. I was too little to, to fit a drum set. So my father made me kind of wait until I got tall enough to be able to reach something. But I would always practice. Um, my dad was a drummer, and my family, there's six of us, five boys, one girl. My sister's the youngest, and my older brother plays drums. Actually, all of my brothers can play drums, but the main people who played drums was my older brother Jason and myself, and my father. And he taught us how to play, and it was it was fun. It was definitely something that I was gifted with. I've always wanted to do, at such a young age, and it was something. It was weird. It's something that I could understand. That that age, and when God places something in you, man, it's in you. And whether you can understand anything else, that you can definitely understand. So
Listen, Tarell, it's you know what? People don't really understand that. It's like, as kids, right? As kids growing
hmm
up in the church house, it's a different experience. And I think, guys, those of you under the sound of my voice, I don't care what you're doing, but if you grew up in the church house or in a faith-filled home, because everybody didn't grow up in church, and y'all know I joke about it, but for me, as for me in my house, we went to church. Now let me get it straight. We didn't go to church every time the church doors was open. We did go every Sunday, but I won't there Sunday through Saturday because my mom and daddy won't play in that. They believed in
yeah.
everything in moderation. I'm just saying. Because the ones that's there all the time, that don't mean they got nothing in them. They just in there.
Right.
So we ain't gonna go there though. But anyway, but it's real. When it's in you, I don't care what you do, it's gonna come out. And Tarell, I don't know if you agree with this, but just think about Fantasia.
Oh yeah.
I don't care what secular song she sang.
Yeah.
You feel like you about to catch the Holy Ghost when that girl open her mouth because it's in her.
Sure
Something
is.
on the inside working on the outside. And I do believe the same is true for you with these drums.
Yeah.
11 years old, you went on tour, and then 13, you started a recording career. You can't tell me there won't something on the inside working on the outside. Oh, what a change in your young life.
Yeah. Amen. That's real right there. So real. And that's what people got to understand, when it deals with your calling, it's something different. And even I really tapped into the other guys who you were just interviewing, man. That's they call for that, man. And it's so cool to hear their passion for it, and sometimes. I was hearing the rapper before me talk. Sometimes it does come out in different ways, but eventually you get there and you know that that's it. It's just it. And so yeah, and I agree with you with Fantasia and some other artists, Charlie Wilson. Some of these other artists. We have church every time we have a concert, every time we're on the road. Those guys are having church and giving honor to God.
Yes, yes. Somebody, and when you get a chance, I want you to check it out. Honey, K. Michelle sang I Won't Complain at a
Oh
concert.
man.
Boy, when I tell you, I was like, that's K. Michelle. You could feel the anointing oozing out of her. She
Mhm.
really was singing from a place of, she was singing from a place of hurt, right? But
Mhm.
that thing resonated so much. It
Mm.
resonated so much. And so I'm telling you, Tarell, I'm so glad that you have embraced, drumming, but you also embraced it to a point where you can go anywhere and you play for so many different artists. So let's talk about kind of how you transitioned into Tarell Martin and his mass choir. How did that happen?
So born and raised in church. My dad's a pastor, so I'm a PK, and so that's always been me. As I grew up, my aunt, who has passed away, her name was Pat. She kind of got me into the secular world. She was like, Tarell, if you want to be a great musician in any capacity, you need to understand music. Not just this type of music, not just gospel music, but music, everything, all the different genres. And so I studied with her, jazz and R&B and pop and country and everything. And I took all of that and kind of developed my own style with it. And so it's kind of like I started in the church, went secular, and then got back doing the church stuff. So it was a little different, but it's
That's
funny
all
because
right.
my
That's
ministry,
all right.
yeah, my ministry is really different. Because I'm really an outreach type ministry. I've always been that, and I feel like God opened up those doors with my drumming to be able to put me in places that most gospel artists would not be able to go into, such as we have performed at several jazz festivals. and on Sunday mornings opening up with praise and worship, which you never heard of that, on those big stages, and we're opening up for Charlie Wilson, and we're opening up for Fantasia, and we're opening up for these guys, and you don't hear that anymore. But we were able to do that. So I kind of like intertwined all of it, especially in the musician aspect, because most of us musicians that are touring with all these big names in the secular world are all church guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so what I did was I was like, and most of them have had church hurt, and been shunned away from the church. But thank God that God is not like us, where He doesn't shun us away. And what we ended up doing with all musicians that play for people, you wouldn't imagine. I started a Bible study and a prayer group with all of us, and everybody gets on faithfully, and we just talk about God and we pray together and all that stuff before they even take the stage with Jay-Z, with whoever it is that they're on the stage with. And so it's kind of something that I didn't really transition. I just feel like from the beginning, God created me to be this middleman to let them know that, you know what, it's okay. God knows where your heart is. And that's what matters, because everybody that's in the church, even the Bible says, everybody says, Lord, Lord, ain't going to make it in. So make sure that your heart is right. Make sure that you're pure. Make sure, and God sees that. God honors that.
Tarell, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Guys, see, okay, let me put this into layman's terms, and then I'm going to put it into Holy Ghost terms. What he just said to you was, it don't have to be perfect, because there's only one perfect man, and that's the one that walked the earth for 30 plus years. Amen. So what that means is, stop thinking you can't offer up who you are to him right now. That's all he just said. Now, for those of you that's so holy that you can't understand what I just said, this is what I need you to know. The dead in Christ shall rise, and those of us that remain will get caught up in the coming.
Yes.
And those that don't remain in him, I'm going to let you figure out the rest. But anyway, listen, Tarell, because let me tell you, I grew up in a very, very, very affluent, sophisticated church. Our church was, the center of the civil rights movement in Danville, Virginia, where Martin Luther King spoke from the pulpit. He had to be secretly divvied in on taxi. So I come out of a very, very, very poised and tactful and graceful church. So, honestly, I don't think they really started clapping their hands, because I was loud anyway, until I became, like an adolescent. I don't really think, our church really got any noise for real. We got the old school pipe organ. We now have a grand piano, but, but still, growing up, my godmother could make that pipe organ speak.
Wow.
And that's when I learned and realized that just because the church up the street from me, everybody was running out the church, shouting down the street, walking back up the street, running back in the church, that didn't make them any more saved and sanctified than people in my church.
Yep.
Because the way that you praise, that's between you and him.
Preach.
And so, guys, what Tarell is saying to you is that I don't care if you back up dancing for Beyonce. If you give that performance to him before you get out there, he's going to bless that performance as long as your heart and your soul is aligned and in the right place.
Come on now. Come on.
Like, Tarell, that's listening to you, and I need every creative under the sound of my voice. I don't care if you listening to this interview in real time or you listening to a replay. You need to tap into Tarell Martin. You need to ask him, Tarell, I'm battling. I'm conflicted. What do I do? He just told you.
Yeah.
Seek him out before your performance. Let your teammates know, listen, I'm doing this, but you know who my allegiance is to. And don't sway from it.
It's real.
That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna calm down because you know when I get to talking about that, the big G, when I talk about big G, oh, I get turned all the way up. You can't tell me you can't get turned up for the Lord because I get turned up.
Amen. Amen.
You know the song said, "Oh, don't try Jesus, don't try me because I fight. You try me about my God, I might fight for real."
Right. That's
Yes.
real. That is real. I love it. I love it. I
So
love all of it.
Tarell, what are some of the things that we need to look forward to from the C2 Mass Choir? Because now wait a minute, I want to make sure I got it right. It was Colorado Mass Choir, right?
Right.
Under direction of Joe Pace.
Joe Pace, yes. Good
Okay,
friend of
and
mine.
that baby, them Paces stuff. Baby,
Yeah.
I know I've been changed.
Amazing.
There's a leak in this old building, honey. I know about them Paces.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. And Pastor Joe Pace is a great man of God, great writer, great
Yes,
producer, great
indeed.
arranger.
Indeed.
He's just amazing. And I believe in doing stuff the right way. I believe
Yes.
that a lot of stuff can be crooked, but it's all about how you do it. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan, where he to me he ministered the song "Make a Change," like it starts with you, right? But I called him up out of respect because he was the man over Colorado Mass, and I was like, let me ask for your permission first. I could just go out and do it, but I don't want to do it. I want to do stuff right. I'm a believer. If I say I'm a believer, I should be somewhat Christ-like, right? And he was with me. He was like, go ahead, whatever you need, I got you. And if there was anybody to do it, it would be you. And so to God be the glory, and God bless him. And so that's how we were able to. And because it's a newer version, I was like, let's call it a spinoff, like C2 Mass Choir, and that's part two. So that's where the C2 came from.
Wow. Look, guys, yeah, y'all already know if we keep on going, we're gonna be here all night long. Because one thing about it, look, I be thinking about you remember old tent revivals when we used to have the tent revivals. Man, people be laid out in the grass, right? They be
Laid
slain.
out, yep.
Look, I ain't got time to be getting slain on this computer. Be done knocked everything out. Cause I holler and
Amen.
I'll run and I don't care who got something
Amen.
to say about it. Because my praise not always dignified. Sometimes it get real when it need to get real, baby.
It get real. It get real.
Yes.
That's real.
But Tarell, let us know what we need to, be looking forward to from Tarell Martin and the C2 Mass Choir.
Well, we have a great single out right now called Tables, written by my boy Brandon Beto Wilkins. That boy is bad. And it's a great song. It features a good friend of mine, Bishop Cortez Vaughn, and his son, Zeki Vaughn. And it's a lot of people have been talking about it to me, and I love what they say about it. They say it's a churchy song, but it has that new, like, contemporary feel as well. So it kind of reaches both ends. And so I thank God for that. But I know all of you all would love it. And then May 20th, we have our live recording, our first album back. And that record should be coming out in around July. So I'm very excited about the music that we're doing and stuff. And so, yeah, so Tables, that's what you want to get.
Wow, guys, listen. Tarell is a blessing.
Oh man, God bless you.
And you have to understand that when you're able to offer up the totality of yourself, not just your craft, but when you're able to offer up the totality of yourself as a living sacrifice, you can then exist in the secular world and not be of the secular world. Because I say this all the time.
Preach.
I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world because I
Preach.
understand that there is a separation. And a lot of times the light that people see on you, it's nothing but him. And we have to stop this culture of influencers and start influencing the culture with that light.
Yeah. Yep.
True influencers don't need followers. True influencers follow the leader, the ultimate leader that is. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, Tarell, once again, let everybody know what they need to be streaming and where they can find you on all of the socials.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Tarell Martin, TarellMartin C2 Mass Choir. All right, and that's on all streams, everything. So come check us out. Download tables. You need that. Tarell Martin, the C2 Mass Choir.
Yes, guys. Guys, it's been real. Tarell Martin, thank you so much for being here. I already know we got a conversation coming. Michael, I see you backstage. Even though you ain't saying nothing, Michael, I know you back there. But thank you so much, Michael. Thank you, B-Boy. Thank you for bringing me these amazing individuals. Y'all know my sister's in Richmond, so I'm going to make sure they tap in with you because they have to meet these amazing gentlemen. Tarell, we're going to figure out a way. All of us can come together. This has been just a truly immaculate evening, guys. A triple header of talented African American men. No, I didn't say men of color. They are African American. They are Black men. I love every minute of it. Each of them is doing something distinctive, and I am so excited. I salute each of you. Tarell, this is an introduction that is going to turn into a beautiful story. Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you. God bless you. Shouts out to
you.
Lily Mae. What up?
Guys, it's enough. If he hasn't done anything else for its consulting time, he already did enough, and I'm good with it. Tonight, you guys serve joy, jewels, and justice. Now head over to my Instagram at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be talking with Chef Darryl Taylor. He's hosting an event with the Miss Trina Braxton coming up this weekend. So make sure that you tap in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lily Mae _ the collective on Instagram, and stay tuned for more and more amazing people like we had this evening. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen.